السلام الملكي. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير محمد بن عبد الرحمن بن عبد العزيز آل سعود، نائب أمير منطقة الرياض، أصحاب السمو والمعالي والسعادة، ضيوف المملكة الكرام، السيدات والسادة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. تحت شعار تعظيم العمل المشترك في الفضاء السبراني، نرحب بكم مجدداً في الرياض في المملكة العربية السعودية، حيث تلتقي العقول اللامعة من حول العالم، يجمعها هدف واحد: توظيف إمكانات الفضاء السبراني في خدمة الإنسان، صناعة رخاء الإنسان وازدهار الإنسان. نرحب بكم اليوم في المنتدى الدولي للأمن السبراني 2024، والذي ينعقد تحت رعاية كريمة من مولاي خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك سلمان بن عبد العزيز آل سعود حفظه الله، وبتنظيم من الهيئة الوطنية للأمن السبراني، وبالتعاون مع الشركة السعودية لتقنية المعلومات سايت. السيدات والسادة، نتشرف الآن بدعوة صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير محمد بن عبد الرحمن بن عبد العزيز، نائب أمير منطقة الرياض، لافتتاح أعمال المنتدى.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. المشاركون والضيوف الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بعون الله وتوفيقه نرحب بكم في النسخة الرابعة من المنتدى الدولي للأمن السبراني، والذي يعقد تحت رعاية كريمة من مقام خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك سلمان بن عبد العزيز آل سعود أيده الله. ونثمن مضامين كلمة سيدي صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير محمد بن سلمان بن عبد العزيز ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظه الله الترحيبية بضيوف المنتدى الدولي للأمن السبراني، وإعلانه حفظه الله عن انطلاق أعمال القمة العالمية لحماية الطفل في الفضاء السبراني كأول قمة عالمية من نوعها، بأهدافها الرامية إلى توحيد الجهود الدولية وتعزيز الاستجابة العالمية للتهديدات التي تواجه الأطفال في الفضاء السبراني. وما حملته كلمة سموه من تجسيد لحرص المملكة العربية السعودية على كل ما من شأنه دعم رخاء الإنسان وازدهاره حول العالم. أيها الحضور الكريم، في الوقت الذي تتعاظم فيه الحاجة إلى تعزيز الجهود الدولية ومواءمتها نحو فضاء سبراني آمن وموثوق يعزز النمو والازدهار لكل شعوب العالم، فإن هذا المنتدى والمشاركين فيه بما يحملونه من خبرات دولية متخصصة تجعلنا على ثقة بأن المخرجات ستكون بإذن الله على قدر تطلعات العالم نحو هذا القطاع الحيوي الواعد. الضيوف الكرام، أشكر لكم حضوركم، راجيا من الله للجميع التوفيق في أعمال المنتدى والقمة، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
شكرا لكم يا صاحب السمو. السيدات والسادة، أدعو الآن زميلي السيد جون ديفتيريوس والسيدة ريبيكا ماكلولين استهام لاستكمال الفقرات القادمة من فعاليات المنتدى لهذا العام. جون، ريبيكا، أهلا بكما في الرياض من جديد.
Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the GCF Institute, welcome to Riyadh for the Global Cybersecurity Forum Annual Meeting 2024. I'd like to just start with a round of applause because it's our 4th year together. Thanks very much. For those who have attended in the past, you'll know I'm John Defterius and this is Rebecca McLaughlin-Eastham, but it's great to be back together working on stage here, Rebecca.
Absolutely, good to be back together. A very good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. And I'm delighted to say that in addition to my participation here at the Global Cybersecurity Forum annual meeting, I'm also the proud presenter and producer of GCF's podcast, which is called Rethinking Cyber.
I think the statement, if you haven't seen it today, I'll underscore it, but it was mentioned by the governor there, from His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, of course, of Saudi Arabia, underscores the importance the kingdom sees on the role of a robust cybersecurity system, and more importantly, it widens the importance of the Global Cybersecurity Forum and its institute to foster dialogue, and I think the big shift for 2024 is to foster action in cyberspace itself.
100%, John. This year we're taking a very important step forward as we look to advance collective action in cyberspace. To give you an insight as to why we're all gathered here and a flavor of what's to come in the next 2 days, we have a short video for you.
We've heard it. We've witnessed it. We've even experienced it in our daily life. The question is, are we moving fast enough to harness the opportunities out there in a way that is inclusive? The stakes have never been higher. The moment for action is now. This year, we move beyond debate, beyond discussion, to forge impactful global initiatives that maximize the potential of cyberspace and ensure it is safe, secure, and inclusive. At GCF 2022, we dared to rethink the global cyber order, identifying the root challenges in an evolving landscape. Just 1 year ago, we gathered to map the way forward by charting shared priorities in cyberspace. And now in 2024, we take another critical step on our shared journey in advancing collective action in cyberspace. We have brought together experts and leaders from around the world to move beyond cyber discord and build trust in an era of global competition. Together, we will find new ways to build resilient cyber ecosystems that drive growth and development, and use the potential of cyberspace to bridge cyber divides, protect the most vulnerable, and catalyze social benefits for everyone. We will delve into the depths of cyber psychology to decrypt behaviors and foster enriching experiences in cyberspace. And we will harness the power of emerging technologies to drive progress and innovation at the frontier of cyberspace. The time is now. The world is watching. Today, we take the next vital step in our journey to create a resilient cyberspace that enables prosperity and well-being for all. Welcome back to Riyadh. Welcome to the Global Cybersecurity Forum Annual Meeting 2024.
The time is now, John. That really gives us an excellent snapshot, doesn't it, of what's involved with charting these shared priorities. And now, without further ado, it is my honor to introduce the Governor of the National Cybersecurity Authority, who acts on behalf of the Global Cybersecurity Forum Board of Trustees. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Majid bin Mohammed Al Mazid.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير محمد بن عبد الرحمن بن عبد العزيز آل سعود، نائب أمير منطقة الرياض، أصحاب السمو والمعالي والسعادة، أيها الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to welcome you to the Global Cybersecurity Forum Annual Meeting 2024. Many of you have been part of the GCF journey from its inception in 2020. Since then, the GCF community has grown stronger, more diverse, transforming discussion into shared priorities among stakeholders from over 120 countries. As stated this morning by His Royal Highness, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz, Crown Prince, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, welcoming all participants to this 4th edition of the GCF, cyberspace is closely linked to the growth of economies, the prosperity of societies, the security of individuals, and the stability of nations. Last year, a significant milestone was reached when the GCF was officially established as a global non-profit institute, committed to advancing dialogue, pushing knowledge boundaries, driving social impact and investment, and building a unified global cyberspace community. These objectives provide a clear path toward GCF's vision for a safer, more inclusive, and resilient cyberspace, and form the basis of our activities. From impact-driven global initiatives to thought leader platforms, including knowledge communities led by Aramco, NEOM, SITE, and STC. Established only 1 year ago, these working groups are convening more than 80 international members, whom we thank for their meaningful and impactful collaboration. GCF's activities and partnerships embody the theme of this year's annual meeting: advancing collective action in cyberspace, building on the roadmap established in previous editions and setting the direction for the year ahead. Over the next 2 days, a range of new projects will be launched under the GCF umbrella, addressing some of the key issues and opportunities in cyberspace, from cyber economics to closing the cybersecurity workforce and skill gaps, and ensuring that cyberspace is safe and secure for children. Indeed, in conjunction with the annual meeting, the Child Protection in Cyberspace Global Summit will bring together global stakeholders to identify pathways for collective action towards safeguarding children in cyberspace. The summit is held in collaboration with our esteemed partners, ITU, UNICEF, the DQ Institute, and We Protect Global Alliance. As we take this next step in our journey together, we look forward to forging new partnerships and to sharing the benefits arising from these vital discussions. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Governor Mazid, thank you very much for sharing the insights, but most importantly, the milestones over the last 4 years. I would say post-COVID accelerating at a very fast pace.
Absolutely, John. Thank you to His Excellency. And as His Excellency highlighted, GCF's remarkable journey began back in 2020 out of a recognition of the challenges but also the huge opportunities that cyberspace presents globally, with Saudi Arabia's National Cybersecurity Authority and Cybersecurity National Champion Site as its founding partners.
So we have witnessed GCF's evolution from an annual meeting 4 years ago, as we noted, and through 2022 and 2023, moving from rethinking global cyber order to charting shared priorities that we see today. And of course, the significant milestone happened last year here in 2023, when the GCF officially became an independent nonprofit organization, its evolution being guided by a vision to strengthen cybersecurity globally through purpose-driven dialogue, pushing knowledge boundaries and collaborative priorities and initiatives.
That's right, John, and as His Excellency also mentioned, GCF has established several strategic partnerships to really help it realize its goals. I'd like to echo his thanks to Aramco, NEOM, SITE and STC for their important collaboration. Please join me in giving them a round of applause.
With the support of these partners and through its activities being delivered across 5 key pillars, GCF has evolved into a platform for global collaboration in cyberspace itself.
John, let's take a very quick look at those activities, starting with GCF's global initiatives. 2 of these, instated by His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, are already underway. As mentioned, the Child Protection in Cyberspace initiative is so important because almost all children are online by the age of 12, with 75% of them having been exposed to a cyber threat by then. So this initiative aims to support the development of child protection frameworks in 50 countries and to upskill people in child cyber safety, ultimately protecting children, millions of them, right around the globe.
Indeed.
To this end, at this year's annual meeting, the Child Protection in Cyberspace Global Summit is taking place in collaboration with the International Telecommunication Union, UNICEF, DQ Institute, and We Protect Global Alliance, alongside many other valued, important international partners.
That's going to be a hugely important discussion as we unfold here over the next 2 days, and we're going to hear more about the action the GCF is taking its partners to ensure children are safe in cyberspace itself. The numbers that you've shared are quite extraordinary, I'd say.
Absolutely, quite staggering, John.
That includes a global collaboration with UNICEF targeting increased support for 5 million parents and caregivers around the world. And I'm also pleased to announce a partnership with the DQ Institute to develop the CPC Index, a much needed online resource to empower programs on child safety in cyberspace itself.
Superb news this morning. Turning now to the second global initiative, GCF has identified that despite the massive shortage of cybersecurity professionals worldwide, just 1 in 4 are women making up the workforce. It's so important for cybersecurity that we really bridge that talent gap. And that's why the Women Empowerment in Cybersecurity initiative aims to do so by increasing cybersecurity awareness amongst women in STEM, upskilling millions of female students, and ensuring thousands more can have access to mentorship.
I would say in the developed and developing world, add an exclamation point. Partnerships are such an important part of the GCF journey. We see that with the GCF's knowledge platforms, through which an impressive range of industry leaders have joined forces with GCF to advance the overall mission.
Absolutely, John. GCF's 4 knowledge communities, led by Aramco, NEOM, SITE and STC, meet right throughout the year to advance action on important issues such as global energy supply and urban living. There are now more than 80 knowledge contributors worldwide, and they are the lifeblood of this growing community. And they make all of this possible, so let's give them a round of applause.
The GCF is also establishing centers that bring together global stakeholders, each focused on a specialized domain relevant to cyberspace. The first announced that GCF 2023 looks at cyber threats and innovations linked to operational technologies, the foundation of our critical infrastructure. And as we start this annual meeting, we're pleased to announce GCF is partnering with the World Economic Forum to devote a new center for cyber economics, which addresses another critical issue, and that is the knowledge gap that exists on the economic dimension of cybersecurity. It's so true because the data 3 or 4 years ago was so old it didn't give us an updated snapshot.
Absolutely, exciting times, one to watch. It's all about really pushing knowledge boundaries on issues facing every sector and every nation. It's so important to mention, therefore, the research output that GCF has, and it's developing along with its partners right across all of its activities, solidifying its steps towards becoming a world-leading think tank. On the screen, you can see a sample of these recent publications in a moment, covering topics from cyber psychology to generative AI, and I understand that there's another significant publication to be revealed in the coming days. Stay tuned, as we say.
And that brings us nicely to GCF's events. This year, GCF began taking its events on the road to cities right around the world. I was pleased to be involved in the initial one in Geneva and in Brussels, and I can say, Rebecca, with confidence, a very good turnout, and we're not finished yet.
I hear it was a packed house on the European tour. And this, of course, our 2024 annual meeting right here in Riyadh, at which you all join us today. It seems already clear that this is set to be an exceptional edition, advancing collective action.
So you know the theme so far, it's underscoring collaboration across the board, and this annual meeting will be supported by 5 sub-themes. Let's take a look at those so you understand why these discussions are taking place and under which umbrella. The first is Beyond Cyber Discord, cyber psychology, cyber social fabric as a major issue, the thriving cyber economy, which links into that collaboration with the center at the World Economic Forum, and the new cyber frontier as well.
These cross-cutting themes are at the very center of the opportunities and the challenges facing the global community today as cyberspace so rapidly evolves, John.
Yeah, indeed.
And these will really set the course for our discussion. Of course, undoubtedly, some amazing panels and speakers coming up a little bit later on in the agenda. And so, speaking of discussions, let's start our program. And it's my great pleasure to introduce our first plenary session of the annual meeting. It's titled Pathways to De-escalation. And alongside John, as your fantastic moderator, we will hear from 3 of the most respected international leaders as they explore ways to reduce tensions and advance stability in cyberspace. John?
Before we make the introductions, we'll say just a brief goodbye to Rebecca. Thanks very much. She's going to be doing the second plenary session today. We'll see you in about 30 minutes.
Thank you.
Rebecca McLaughlin-Eastham, if a nice round of applause for her. And let's introduce our guests this morning. First, we'd like to bring in Dr. Mark Esper, the former U.S. Secretary of Defense, the 27th of his time, his first visit to the Global Cybersecurity Forum annual meeting. Please, Mark. Sir Jeremy Fleming, the former director of the GCHQ in the UK. Sir Jeremy, nice to have you for the first time.